Right now at 5:30, crews looking for a truck swept away by water in Anderson County. We'll have more on the search just ahead.
Also on WKYT this morning, the Kentucky Blood Center temporarily deferring some donors due to Zika risks. We'll have more on their decision coming up this morning.
This coming Monday, kids across central Kentucky will start heading back to school. It's that time. We'll have more on a rally as parents prepare for that coming up.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. We're glad you're up and at it with us here on a Friday. That weekend is on the way. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. Really looking forward to some cooler temperatures. Actually thinking about hitting the pool and being in the nice shade to enjoy that in between showers.
It might work out for you. And then it might not if those showers come through. We're going to really carefully watch things, especially today. It's a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Possibility we'll have some more of those occasional downpours.
Yeah, and as you were just saying, it might work out for you. In my head, I was thinking it might not too, because it's just that type of setup. We're back in that again. Yesterday it was widespread, and before that, you remember, it was kind of hit and miss. That's exactly what we're going back into. It's just hit and miss. Early this morning, we have a pretty, not a strong cell, but pretty heavy downpours about to roll through southern portions of Lincoln County and also central portions, and then go into northern portions of Pulaski County. So that's one area, and then bits and pieces here and there rolling through Madison County too. So it's just the way it's going to be. Some brief heavy downpours. And it's very spotty. Some will see the rain, some will not. And that's going to be the case as we go throughout the day. Off into the night, we actually have a system that's going to be barreling on through, I'd say, anywhere from 9 p.m. to midnight, especially central and western zones. We're going to get into that because that will be mainly our thunderstorm threat. And we're going to show you that, what you can expect coming up in a few minutes.
New on WKYT this morning, we are learning more about a deadly motorcycle crash last night in Casey County. Dispatchers say a car and motorcycle were involved in the crash on Kentucky 49 at Bryant Ridge Road, just north of Liberty. The driver of the motorcycle was killed. His name has not been released. We are told the driver of the car is not facing any charges.
Also new this morning, a 13-year-old in Whitley County has been charged with assaulting her great-grandmother. It happened late Wednesday night in Goldbug. Deputies say the assault stemmed from an argument over the use of an electronic device. They say the great-grandmother has been taken to UK Hospital for injuries to her face and head. The teen is being held at the Breathitt County Juvenile Detention Center. Also this morning, a driver is feared missing after their truck was seen being washed away in high water.
Firefighters in Anderson County spent hours searching for the truck in the Rice Road area south of Lawrenceburg. Mark Barber is on the scene, but he is not able to get up a live shot right at this moment, but we'll try to get that for you at some time. The desperate search for the missing truck was called off 2.5 hours ago, we understand. The truck has now been missing in the swollen river for 6 hours. Rescue crews rushed to the Salt River around 11 last night after a driver called for help, saying they saw floodwaters sweep the truck into the river. The truck was on Rice Road trying to cross the river when high water picked it up and carried it downstream. Rescue crews started searching on the ground, and they brought in a Lexington helicopter to search the sky from the sky. They don't know how many people were in the truck. On typical days, drivers on Rice Road cross through some water to get across the river, we're told. Firefighters think the truck was swept away because it tried to make it through water that was 6 feet deep.
This is our normal place for occurrences for water rescues is Rice Crossing. It's an actual road that just runs into the creek. There's no bridge or anything over the roadway, so vehicles just drive actually in the water to get access to the other side of the road.
And rescue teams hope they will get a better idea of where the truck is today so they can actually put boats into the water. As the search for the missing truck resumes in a few hours, as always, we'll bring you right up to date. And like we said, Mark Barber is there trying to get more details for us to bring to you. Well, starting this Monday, kids around the state will be headed back to school.
Not long now. Tomorrow, the YMCA of Central Kentucky will be partnering with Fayette County Public Schools to hold their 10th annual back-to-school rally. And WKYT's Mike Byer is live with more on that rally and the school days to come. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Bill. Thousands of Fayette County school students are getting set to return to school, and the local community is coming together to make sure they are fully prepared for when that first bell rings. I can't believe, it's hard to believe that school is starting, isn't it? The 10th annual Back to School rally kicks off tomorrow morning. The YMCA of Central Kentucky is teaming up with Fayette County Public Schools and 15 Lexington neighborhoods for the event, an event that will provide more than 7,000 elementary, middle, and high school students with free backpacks and school supplies. Festivities kick off at 9 a.m. tomorrow. This is when students can register at any of the rally locations. Organizers urge all students to be signed up by 11 a.m. because the supplies will be handed out at noon. The day concludes with a community pool party at Douglas Park from 1 to 4. Organizers say the goal of this initiative is to prepare children for school and to unify our neighborhoods. Now, you can make your way over to WKYT.com to see a full list of all the rally locations. You can also view them by downloading and visiting our mobile news app. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, Mike, thank you. Always an exciting time of year, you know.
Exciting for the parents, some of the kids not so much. They would like to extend summer.
Well, that's right, in some cases. All right, Hillary Clinton and her running mate, Tim Kaine, will be campaigning in Philadelphia today and across Pennsylvania. It comes just a day after the conclusion of the Democratic National Convention.
Clinton made history last night, becoming the first woman to accept a major party nomination for president in the U.S. The Democratic nominee and other speakers called this election a moment of reckoning. Jamie Yukas has the latest from Philadelphia.
Red, white, and blue balloons rained down on Hillary Clinton, Tim Kaine, and their families, moments after the former Secretary of State's historic moment.
When there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit.
Our next president, Hillary Clinton.
Clinton, who was introduced by her daughter Chelsea, immediately reached out to Bernie Sanders supporters, who repeatedly tried to interrupt her address.
Your cause is our cause.
Throughout the speech, Clinton went back to the night's theme, Stronger Together, and blasted Republican rival Donald Trump's qualifications to be commander-in-chief.
A man you can bait with a tweet is not a man we can trust with nuclear weapons.
Many people who were here inside the arena listening to Clinton's speech told us they feel like she understood what's important to them.
I thought that there was such dignity and class and patriotism that came through.
Others praised four-star General John Allen for his rousing endorsement of Clinton.
We must seize this moment to elect Hillary Clinton.
And commended the father of a fallen Muslim American soldier for taking on Trump head on.
You have sacrificed nothing and no one.
His statement is probably the single most important statement in this entire election cycle.
Delegates ended the night holding hands in prayer, determined to propel Clinton to victory in November. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Well, the Republican presidential nominee wasted no time firing back at some of the attacks via Twitter. And one tweet, Donald Trump took issue with Clinton's refusal to mention radical Islam. In another, he accused her of being, quote, owned by Wall Street.
The Kentucky Blood Center is temporarily deferring some donors due to Zika risks now in the country. Our Michelle Chamberlain is at the alert desk with more on that. Michelle?
Yeah, the Kentucky Blood Center is doing this to assure donations are safe. The FDA recommends that all blood centers should temporarily defer donors who have traveled to Miami in the last 20 days, specifically Broward and Miami-Dade County. Now, people at the Kentucky Blood Center say now that some donors will have to be temporarily turned away, it's especially important to donate blood if you do meet requirements. In Florida, investigators are currently trying to figure out if the Zika infections were spread by mosquitoes on the U.S. mainland. The FDA has suspended all blood donations in the Miami area following a series of Zika virus infections in South Florida. Now, officials have not reported a non-travel related Zika outbreak here in Kentucky. Bill?
All right, Michelle, thank you. It has been a cold case for 27 years, but state police are hoping some new technology will lead to clues in an unsolved murder. In 1989, someone found a man's decomposed body in a Grant County barn. Police have not been able to identify the victim, but yesterday they released this digitally enhanced picture, hoping someone recognizes him.
This is somebody's child, this is somebody's son. And, it could have been somebody's father, husband or whatever. It's helped identify that subject, help the family, put this to rest and to actually, catch a murderer.
Police got the photo thanks to technology from the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. They say they think the man was between 20 and 30 years old, about 6'4", and weighed about 220 pounds. This morning, we know the name of a man killed in a Whitley County crash. Investigators say the man was 59-year-old James Gambrell of Woolham in Knox County. State police say Gambrell's coal truck crossed the center line of Highway 92 around yesterday morning and went over an embankment in Whitley County. They say he died at the scene. Police say they suspect wet roads and potential medical conditions that he had may have been factors in the crash.
Today, 136 new medical students will begin their journey to become doctors. The University of Kentucky College of Medicine will host its annual white coat ceremony today. The class of 2020 will take its pledge of professionalism. It will be at 1 o'clock this afternoon at the Singletary Center for the Arts on Rose Street.
Tonight, WKYT will be doing live weather from Lexington Green. Starting at 6 o'clock, there will be live music as part of Lakeside Live. Tonight, the Twiggenberries, a local British rock cover band, will be performing. And tomorrow, it will be the local band Driftwood Gypsies. Should be fun. A lot of folks have been enjoying that going on out there. Lakeside Live at Lexington Green. Crews will break ground today on a new special needs playground in Mercer County. Crimson Claycomb has been working to raise money for the playground. Her 5-year-old daughter is wheelchair bound and partially blind due to brain tumors. The county recently approved the playground, but it will have to be privately funded. Claycomb says she has already raised more than $37,000, but more than $200,000 is still needed. We have information about how to donate to that cause on WKYT.com. Today's groundbreaking will be at 3 o'clock this afternoon at Anderson Dean Park. Claycomb's daughter will scoop the first shovel of dirt.
I'm sure she'll love that. It's always great to see the community come out and help out and things like that.
And certainly a commitment on the lady's part. The Campbellsville Police Department made a dream come true for a member of the community there.
Brennan Wheatley has Down syndrome, and family members say for his 23rd birthday, his wish was to become a police officer. So Campbellsville Police made it happen, swearing him in as an officer for the day, even giving him a uniform. He went out with a patrol officer and helped with an arrest during a traffic stop. How cool is that? Officers say they appreciated having Wheatley on the force.
He tells the officers when they go in to eat, I want to come help you.
Well, Wheatley also received a proclamation from Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin as well. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, a special day for him for sure.
Yeah.
Coming up on 5:43, and it's time to check live drive traffic bright and early this morning. Let's see what's going on this Friday as a lot of folks are determined to get to that weekend. Here's the current look at the region. As you see, lots of green on there indicating no delays or problems. As we look a little bit closer, same deal. We have a little bit of traffic there already showing up on inbound Richmond Road. But we have no reports of any major problems.
Yeah, it's looking good from the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government's live drive cam at Georgetown and Citation. Traffic moving along just fine for you.
All right, buckle up and be safe this morning. Still a lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Friday.
The annual pony swim in Virginia.
Jinkatee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Draws thousands of spectators, what he said, right? We'll have more of the popular events coming up.
We still have a few more storms possible today already. A couple of showers down south, really south of Lexington. That's your best bet. And some of these are heavy downpours already. We're going to get into that forecast. I'll show you your weekend too. That's coming up. Meteorologist Micah Harris with your weather update early this morning. Already seeing some showers crossing over the region. Bits and pieces of some light rain for most part, but there are some heavy downpours. Richmond, downtown Richmond over EKU at this moment. Heading eastbound Irving, you're going to be next in line. Stanton in just about 45 minutes. If it sticks together, which I do believe it will, about 45 minutes Stanton, you'll be seeing that, and about 30 to 35 there in Irving. Then you look southbound, going to Waynesburg. My friends there in Waynesburg, I actually have a buddy there that's going to give me an update on Twitter. I'm calling you out, all right, man? Southern Lincoln County. Let me know what kind of heavy rain that's falling across the region. Now showing up with a lightning strike as well. There's 27 corridor, and that's heading eastbound. It's going to be the Eubank community is actually far northern portions of Pulaski County. You're going to be next in line, too, here in just about 5 to 10 minutes. Mount Vernon, Crab Orchard, those areas, at least we'll see at least some rain. But Mount Vernon, I'd give it another 45 minutes before you actually see this. If it sticks together, which, once again, I believe this cell will. pretty strong cell there. But Somerset, you won't be affected by that one. Now, let's go through hour by hour. Watch this, okay? We get off into noontime. Noontime to about 2 p.m., not much going on. Still looks like some hit and miss. You can obviously see not everybody sees rain today. If you do see some rain, you could get some heavy downpours like we're seeing early this morning. You go in toward 5 p.m., still trying to get back home from work, maybe trying to get the kids outside later on this afternoon. Well, it's one of those you just might have to dodge a rumble of thunder or two, and then we head off into the evening and night and watch what happens. This is what we're going to be focusing in on later on tonight as these storms barrel toward us. Severe weather threat is virtually zero, but we just can't rule it out with that later on this evening off into the night. 7-day forecast. It's hit and miss today, 40% chance of rain, which doesn't really stand out on my 7-day. But still, you could get some heavy downpours. The ground's very waterlogged. If you get a very heavy downpour, and maybe even one after another, that could lead to some flooding. But for the most part, it's just kind of hit and miss variety today and tomorrow. Smaller chance there on Sunday, the storm or two. Keep to your plans.
Pretty good example right now with the fact that, it's dry in Lexington. You have that downpour in Richmond right at the moment. So,
absolutely.
Gives you an idea what can happen and is happening. 5:49 now.
Well, thousands gathered for the 91st annual pony swim in
Chincoteague.
Thank you, Virginia.
They have fun. The pony swim takes just about 9 minutes to complete, but spectators are there hours in advance to watch it all. Many made their way through mud and battled mosquitoes just to get the best view of the ponies arriving on land. Once the ponies made it to shore, people flocked to the herd, snapping photos to capture the moment. After a brief rest for the horses, it was time for the parade down the main street to the carnival grounds. The entire day from the swim to the parade is crucial for the island and for the fire department.
It's the bread and butter of Chincoteague Island. I mean, it's the Disney World, it's the Daytona 500, it's it. We wait all year long. It makes everything worthwhile, and it's the main fundraiser we have to raise money for the new fire station we're building.
All right.
I like how that man said it. Jingding Island.
Yeah.
I can say it when I say it like that.
Well, that's the local way of saying it.
Island.
Chincoteague. But a lot of folks from Kentucky enjoy making their way over to see that, and they're quite familiar with it. So that's pretty interesting.
It's not every day you see something like that.
Exactly. Very interesting.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news right now.
We're going to check on traffic again. We'll see how things are moving. We'll keep you updated on weather this morning with some showers moving through. And there's a lot more coming up on your Friday on WKYT. Hey, good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. Glad you're with us. 5:54 on your Friday.
Yeah, hope your morning's off to an awesome start. It's almost the weekend.
There we go.
It's in sight. Let's get a look right now at some of the stories we're working on for you at this hour.
Our news team is busy. Crews in Anderson County, they're still searching for a truck that's been swept away by high waters. The search started about 11 o'clock last night after a driver on Rice Road saw the truck get carried into the Salt River. The Salt River was higher than usual after the rains of yesterday.
The Kentucky Blood Center is deferring donations to people who have traveled from the Florida counties of Miami-Dade and Broward in the last 28 days. They're following the recommendation from the FDA, which has also suspended all blood donations in the Miami area following a series of Zika virus infections in South Florida. Hillary Clinton and running mate Tim Kaine campaign in Philadelphia today, just a day after the conclusion of the Democratic National Convention.
Clinton made history on the final day of the convention, becoming the first woman to accept a major party nomination for president. The Democratic nominee and other speakers called this election a moment of reckoning, bashing Republican Donald Trump for threatening to pull the nation apart, as they put it.
The Republican presidential nominee wasted no time firing back at some of the attacks via Twitter. In one tweet, Donald Trump took issue with Clinton's refusal to mention radical Islam, while another accused her of being, quote, owned by Wall Street. Both candidates now have about 100 days to persuade Americans to vote for them in November.
Well, it should be interesting, as it has been already, right?
It will be. You
In the weeks ahead.
You can bet that, pretty rest assured. Now for today's top health stories.
British researchers have discovered that women with ovarian cancer usually have high levels of a certain protein in their fallopian tubes. They say testing women for the protein may help detect tumors before they become cancerous. New research finds that hormones used to treat high blood pressure and heart issues can lower metabolism and lead to obesity. Doctors at the University of Iowa hope the finding will lead to new ways to treat obesity.
Let's get a check on today's traffic trouble spots with a look at live drive traffic.
Update you here on this Friday morning with a look right now at the current travel times into Richmond. And from Richmond, for instance, it's 33 minutes. From Winchester, 24 minutes. If you're traveling into Lexington from some of the other surrounding towns, Nicholasville, Versailles, Frankfort, it's about a normal ride in this morning. Now let's look at the Lexington-Fayette Urban County Government camera, their live camera at Georgetown and Citation. And it's quiet over there as well.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Start picking up any minute now, and Officer Don will begin to update us. All right, we've had those showers, and when they come at you, you know it.
Yeah, you know, at this rate, Micah, we are pretty much prepared with those umbrellas.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, hopefully we'll have it in the back seat of our car because we'll need it again today. At least some of us. Some heavy downpours rolling through Richmond at this moment. Boonsboro Road, that's where we're seeing some of these heavy downpours. Winchester now getting in on the mix, especially as you're sitting there to the southern extent, right along the bypass. And then one thunderstorm there in southern Lincoln County heading eastbound. Heads up Rockcastle, northern portions of Pulaski County. We'll have more coming up